guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and this is why I'm saying how canon and storytelling has to be important because Marvel Rivals just recently changed Helena back to being the daughter of Loki, which that has always been a thing. The only reason why people went with that is because of Taika Waititi, who said that he's going to blow up your myths, baby. And the fact that a lot of y'all agreed to it, and then some people are talking about, I don't care what anybody say. Loki being the brother of Helena is better. No, it's not, because the Helena that we see in Ragnarok was actually based on Angela when they had got the when they brought Angela from Todd McFarlane, because Todd McFarlane lost the lawsuit for the ownership rights of Angela, and it was sold off to Marvel. That's the only reason why. But everything that Helena was doing was more of Angela, more so than anything else. No, the Greek mythology and the Norse mythology are completely different, because some people are like, oh, well, they're inbred people anyway. No, 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 no. The Norse mythology is not inbred. Thor did not sleep with his sister. Loki did not sleep with his sister. This is they find other gods and creatures, they have children with them. The Norse mythology is not inbred. That is the Greek and Roman gods, but you do not put that with Norse. This is why it's important for canon continuity and storytelling to be important in a lot of this stuff. When you start doing adaptations and you start bastardizing characterizations of family ties, you mess up a whole lot of stuff, because people really starting to think this, because people are too stupid to read books, are too stupid to understand how myths work. It's the same thing as when God of War Ragnarok changed the whole thing with Kratos and Loki, because people are like, where's Kratos in the Norse mythology? There is no Kratos. There is no Kratos. There is no Kratos in Norse mythology. No, Loki's father was not Kratos. And I know how some of y'all are talking about, well, we all know that. But no, a lot of people do not know that, because a lot of people do not understand the difference, because nobody's reading these characters, and that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand a lot of y'all you know want to believe that people aren't that damn stupid, but people are stupid, and we're finding out the hard way, because when you literally have the answers in front of you, people are still trying to pretend like, oh, well, I don't want to. It's not about what you don't want. It's about the fact that there are myths, and you're sitting up here trying to lie about these characters and trying to say that Loki and Helena are inbred, brother and sister. No, that's wrong, because because Loki Loki did not mess with his sister. He messed with Agrabota. Agrabota has the title of the mother of monsters for a reason. We're not going to sit up here and pretend like like y'all can just ignore these characters story mode. I mean, not stories, yeah, actually stories, just because you're too lazy to do the research, or because you saw a movie and, well, I prefer that. No, you don't, because you don't know anything. All you're doing is watching something from a show or a video game and letting that be your version. That's the same. That's why I always challenge people about Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. What do you know about them besides what you saw from a movie or a show? Because I'm telling you, that is not what, what I'm saying. So if we look at the, and matter of fact, my thing is the fact that you have the Wikipedia that's literally telling you, like, hey, you can, like, you can even go online and look at the Wikipedia. So if you guys don't know that, you have his parent, which is, what's his name? God damn it, what's his darn father? Laufey, the ice giant. So if you guys don't know, Laufey the ice giant is actually Loki's true father. Odin adopted him. That's the thing. That has always been the thing. Agrabota is one of Loki's wife. Now, Agrabota, Agrabota is the mother of monsters. So I know a lot of y'all are like, "Oh my God, what's the difference?" Well, because you know, she's not she's not this black girl. She's this actual goddess. Not goddess, but what I forgot. What was she? What was she? What was the darn thing called? Oh Lord have mercy. I know she's the mother of monsters. But I forgot what will she be labeled as? So she is the mate of Loki, the mother of monsters, and she's only mentioned in the poetic Edda as the mother of Fenrir by Loki, and she is described as a giantess and is the mother of three monsters: the wolf Fenrir of the Midgard and Helena. Now Helena is the female daughter of Loki. Like, I mean, I just don't know. It's female being in the Norse mythology who is said to preside over the underworld realm of the same name, where she receives a portion of the dead. I mean, that's really it. Like, I don't know why we have to keep pretending like we don't know what people are talking about. But my thing is, the reason why I'm saying this is because you can literally go online and you can literally look this up. And a lot of y'all are trying to pretend like, oh, we don't know what they're talking about. Are you going to pretend like you don't know what they're talking about? You're sitting up here trying to sit up here and say, well, because you saw a movie that was bastardization of the Norse mythology, of Marvel's Norse mythology, and of Thor himself, you're trying to get mad because people are correcting you. You can't get mad if people are correcting. That's why NetEase is correcting it, because people was mad that Marvel changed it. It is weird for a father and a daughter to go to brother and sister. That is weird. That is weird. No matter how you want to look at it, it's the same thing as like when Warner Brothers rebooted the Tiny Toons. Now Babs and Buzz, what Baxter, they were a couple, and they kissed several times in the original Tiny Toons University, but then they make them brother and sister now in the new reboot. That is weird. That is weird. You cannot take lovers and make them siblings, and you cannot take a father and a daughter and make them siblings. It is weird. You're not gonna convince people. You're not gonna convince sane people, not insane, but sane people, that this is okay. You just not going to, you know, going to convince people like, oh yeah, we're going to we're going to change this, and we're going to make it where, oh, Helena is no longer the daughter of Loki because Taka Waititi monkey ass decided that he didn't want that, and we're going to make Helena the sister of Loki and Thor, even though that wouldn't even make any logical sense because of the fact that Loki had her with Agrabota. Like, and not even that, it was established in the Marvel universe for years, for 50 something years, up until Taka Waititi changed it. And then the thing about it is, if even with the Angela whole thing, Angela was never even part of the Norse mythology until late 2010s. So again, what are we saying here? What are we saying? Like, that's, Helena is the daughter of, however you want to look at it, Loki is her father. That is the truth. You can get mad at a book, you can get mad at a wall, but it's the truth. That's why NetEasy is changing it, because people had a problem. It's the same thing as trying to sit up here and say Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are no longer the children of Magneto, even though they've done several stories that prove that they are the children of Magneto. The only reason why they were doing it is because of being petty to Fox. And Taika Waititi only did it because he just thought it would be fun. No, you cannot keep changing people's familiar relationships in movies, shows, and comics and then expect them to agree with it. And then because there are fools online who are too stupid to read books or understand the original origins or try to convince people, well, I like this version. Don't nobody care what you like because you're talking stupid. You were too stupid to understand what the original origins of the story was. And people like me are going to correct you because it is weird. No matter how you want to look at it, you cannot tell me that Loki being the brother of Helena is better than him being the father. No, because that's not how that works. He raised her. Now all of a sudden, they got a brother and sister relationship, and she's older than him. No, that doesn't make the damn sense God gave. That's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? So you can't sit up here and change it. And not even that. It's a disrespect to the Norse mythology. The Norse mythology said what she is. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting up here saying that you can't make changes. We've seen it. But when you start changing familiar background, when you start changing actual relationships, it's weird. That's like if we do a reboot of Spider-Man and Mary Jane and Peter Parker are no longer boyfriend and girlfriend, or they've never been best friends or anything, but they're brother and sister. People would have a problem with that because that is weird. It is weird. We're not when you're taking lovers, when you're taking um familiar ties and you're trying to change them around, erase them or whatever because you just want to do something different. No, that's weird. That's just like if for instance, if there was a story about my family, right? Everybody knows my mom is my mom, right? But in this retelling of the story, we're not brother and sister. I mean, we're not mom and son. We're brother and sister, or even worse, we're lovers. That's weird. People would be like, "That's weird," because we've seen y'all and we known y'all for being mother and son. You cannot just do dumb shit like this and then get mad when people call you out on your shenanigans because it's stupid. You can get mad at a wall all you want to, but the facts is in the pudding. You cannot change dumb shit. And I give NetEasy's credit for changing back the original origins of Helen because it doesn't make sense. Even in the comic books, she refers to Loki as her father. So if that's her father in the comic books and that's her father everywhere else, why is it when we got to the MCU they made her the sister and then you think NetEasy should do the same thing? No, that's weird. That is already weird. Y'all, NetEasy already got something with the whole Psylocke thing. Don't even get me started with that crap. But to tell people that they're wrong for asking you for correcting you about the origins or the corrections of the fact that Loki and Helena are father and daughter is crazy. You don't have a case. I don't want to hear it's a different universe. It's still weird. It is still weird. Why every time we do different universes, when they add something disgusting in there or something that's off-putting to most people, y'all want to try to be like, but it's a different universe. It's a different universe. No, you cannot use a different universe to justify stupidity. And God knows at this point, I need to go to the education board and be like, y'all need to start teaching these children mythology, not just Greek, but Roman, Norse mythology as well, because ain't no way in hell we got this many people running around this stupid to the fact that because you watched the MCU movie, ignored Marvel comic books, ignored Wikipedia, ignored Marvel's Wikipedia, ignored all of the Norse mythology tales, and y'all trying to act like y'all in the right. No, absolutely not. But those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.